taken all these calls lately, and they were like, you should have done this and you should have had, and no, and the caller pushed back like, no, it was toxic, but you could have controlled these girls and you could have asked them the hard questions. And Andy's like, you think this is a group that's capable of resolution, or whatever he said?
I mean, he
Something
is right.
similar to that. He's like, you think this is a group that wants like accountability? That was it. He said, you think this is a group that could ever take accountability? This isn't, guys, this isn't good for the future of these particular people. Doesn't sound like this is, I've said this before. I've said it as nauseum. I just think whether Teresa is back or whoever is back, or nobody's back, or the show is back, it's just we ain't moving this along. Like we are just, it's kind of like when you run a business and you have so many fires to put out, you get to every fire, but you can't do it all at once. I think New Jersey right now is like low on their totem pole of like, like we need to get to this later. Like, doesn't seem like, I just think it's a long time before they try to focus on this.
Hmm.
The thing is, Teresa isn't gonna have a lobotomy overnight. So how is this gonna work if she comes back? I don't know. My crystal ball is just, I got things to say and I'm gonna go on record. Everyone keeps saying, when are you doing this show? I'm gonna do a whole show, but like I really don't know what's gonna happen. Can't figure it out on this one. Well, I mean, I have, gun to my head, I have to choose something. I know what I'm going to choose, but I just think it's like really, really, we ain't going to address this. But it's funny that Andy's saying things like no accountability, and it's over, Sarah. This toxicity is over.
There's so many things to me that Teresa could do, right? I think that Teresa's not over with that network. I don't believe. I think they're going to find a place for her. The rest of them kind of could see it being over for Melissa and Joe. I mean, they do have huge
You don't
fans
think spinoff for those two?
for Melissa and Joe. For
You're
what?
thinking, yeah, right? You're saying what? Well,
Well, I mean,
the
no, I
Brady
mean, tell
bunch. I mean,
me.
well, I mean,
They're grown. The kids are grown.
well, one of them is out of the house. The other two are there. But yeah, I mean, look, we can't show. I mean, we could try. I'm not saying it's going to work. We could try to go the. I'm just thinking we could try to go the Vanderpump Rules route and follow Melissa into Long Island and into her shop at Envy in New Jersey. Is that thing still there on it moved locations, but is that Envy still there? I'm sure it is. You want to see Melissa as the Lisa Vanderpump of Jersey with all the girls working for, kind of like Dash. Remember when they had that, what was that, Dash Dolls or whatever that show was? Now, I'm
Yeah.
not comparing Melissa to Kim, Little Money, or Court. I would never do that to the Kardashians. But how about that? Melissa with a bunch of gals, maybe a gay guy at the register.
We know he's such a fabulous gay guy. I love
You gotta have a.
it.
They're gonna have a
I
show.
don't have
Come
any
on,
objection.
she'll go. You gotta have a gay guy on the show. Hello.
I I don't see it working. If anything, I would want to see the husbands, like Frank Catania and the Joey Gorga, and those guys have a great time. And Bill Aiden, and maybe the wives are here once in a while. I don't know. I'm with you. I'm at a complete loss for what the future holds with that show. I mean, Teresa did recently do a post and sort of alluded to the fact whatever Bravo wants, if Bravo is done with me, they'll end it. That's fine. I'm not going to end it. So I don't know. She is such a star for people. And Louis is such a hot button person, much like Joe Giudice was. So I cannot see them going away.
I think the real bottom line is going to be, is it, and I am going to do a show and it's a long one. It's going to be a two-parter. It's already recorded. We got to figure out when we're putting it out, guys. But I really think the bottom line, the one question is going to be, is everything that has happened off air, Louis' comments about the daughters, I
Oh,
know,
the
Tree,
thongs and
but
everything.
like the tree huggers, and there's two ways to take it. Yes, Teresa was saying, when I was young, I grew up, it was so rigid, blah, blah, blah. That's why I let the girls do this and run around. And he repeated it. Still very strange to me that a straight man of a certain age is using the word thong about either his own kids or, but I understand what the tree huggers are saying that he didn't
Me
say it.
too.
I get it. So is all the strange, the guy is still weird. So is all the strangeness and the lawsuits with is all that really gonna, and saying this about Mard's son, and Andy says, if you ever said that about my kids, does all that matter? Does the fact that Teresa worked with these bloggers? I mean, to me, there's no question because I was kind of involved in it with my podcast on Patreon and all that. And I had a, bad seed with me and that. So I kind of got sucked into that for a minute. So I know that she did all this with the bloggers. But the
No, but
point
didn't they
is,
all? Didn't Margaret Josephs? Didn't you and I did a
sure,
podcast on? She was
sure.
talking. Okay,
But so
Jennifer,
that's
we know has talked to podcasters and bloggers. Okay, so
But the
what's the
point
point?
is they're gone. Aiden's fired. I mean, she's not coming back. Margaret's not coming. The difference is those people are easy. Yeah, they did it. Boo boo. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, Margaret. Bye, Aiden. Teresa's the one where it's like, is all of that going to affect her job? Or do we not care when you're Jennifer Lawrence and you're this and people are saying, we can't do the show without you? And I'm Kelly. The people that are not in the weeds like us.
We brought back Stassi, who I don't
We
even,
brought
there's not
back
even
Stassi.
any objection to her coming back after 5 or 6 years ago. And we lived through BLM and she accused a black woman of stealing and Faith never stole anything. This woman is coming back and is going to be the toast of the town in
Now,
6
not on Bravo, but yes, Bravo wanted her. Let's not forget that because this is Hulu, this development deal in Vanderpump Villa. But
Well, Hulu's going the way of Lifetime. These networks don't. When are people going to realize these networks don't care? None of these companies care. They
no,
go on the bandwagon of if it's popular of the moment, they'll participate. But the bottom line is the money and the growth and the shareholder. They don't care about race and sex issues and any this and that. Go on.
has anyone gone on a rant and said that Bravo and the networks don't fucking care about BLM
Yes, you have for
at
years.
all in any way, shape, or
I
fucking
don't.
form. They fired these people when it was convenient, and that's where we were in the world. And the minute that passed and everyone focused on something else, they don't fucking care. I've said this for years. It's not about me being right, but I agree with you. You're right. They don't care. Stassi is a darling and she can make great TV. And Vanderpump has said the two best reality stars she has ever worked with are Stassi Schroeder and James Kennedy, which in that group of hers, I agree with her. I think she's right on the money with that.
By the way, they don't
Um,
care about LGBTQ plus.
no,
If they can put their float in there and make it look like but they do not care. It is such like the minute they can do something that does, if they don't have to hire gay people, they would. It's just
they
so
don't care.
they don't care. They don't care.
This is why I disagree when people say that Kelly Dodd got fired because she's such a MAGA. I disagree with that. I have always disagreed with that. She got fired because she's a deranged lunatic who can't work with an ensemble cast anymore. I don't think she got fined for the Drunk Wives Matter hat, but I mean, let's look at our audience. You want me to tell you what slips into my DMs and your DMs? We have Bravo is a conservative